Hello guys, welcome. And my name is Mwamba and I'm a music artist. Welcome to this episode and we are going to talk about mental health issues. And today tumemkaribisha dada yetu, dada mzuri anaitwa, atajiintroduce mwenyewe. So welcome sana. I hope you enjoy the day. Thank you. Karibu dada.
Thank you Mwamba. My name is Julie Chelsea and I'm a human rights defender in Tanzania. I focus on women's rights, and today we are here to discuss issues around mental health in conjunction with Tanzania Trans Initiative.
Yes.
You're most welcome.
Asante sana. So quickly, I want us to define what mental health is. You think over there, but us, we are going to give you our version. So Chelsea, tell me, what do you think? What mental health is?
I think mental health is something to do with cognitive, behavioral, and emotional well-being. In simple terms, it's just being able to realize your potential and healthily contributing to the society and being able to also deal with normal life stresses.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are other people are saying that also mental health is like a state of being in a positive environment, positive energy, something like that. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree that of course positivity leads to mental well-being. Yeah, but there's this misconception that mental health is the lack of mental disorder or mental illnesses, but I think it's beyond that. Mental health is a continuous process of somebody's general well-being and happiness. So it's not just about dealing with the existing characteristics or behaviors that are brought about by the condition.
Thank you so much for saying that, because I have seen and heard youth saying that if you talk about mental health, definitely you're just thinking of mental illness issues. That is, well, that is not the correct saying, isn't it? So I want us to go directly and speak about the challenges that we engage in the community and the youth are facing in the community for mental health issues. Give me 2 examples.
The conditions in mental health, and when I talk about conditions, I would maybe talk about 3 conditions. There's anxiety, there's depression, and then there is schizophrenia. I think those are the most common ones that the younger generations are dealing with. Let me say the LGBTI younger generations. So these things are brought about by maybe environments, because you realize like gender is one of the things that can contribute to mental health issues. So being a gender minority or a sexual gender minority, how you identify or your orientation can really determine your mental headspace or the environment you are in. So I think some of these things, like I would say, it's fueled by maybe lifestyle choices. And when I say lifestyle choices here, I'm talking about financial choices.
Okay.
So financial choices can lead you to having to not being mentally well, yeah. And some are genetical. So the environment where you live in, it depends.
Yeah.
Your culture, religion. The moment you identify with a religion that is not like your neighbors, they normally try to bring you issues. So it comes with discrimination. Yeah, it comes with prejudice when it comes to service delivery. Yeah, there is a lot of backlash, abuse, violence, and some of these things I think are the ones that are contributing to the youth having a lot of mental issues, and it normally starts with stress.
Yes, and I think as young people we should really take it easy in our choices and the lifestyle that we want, the financial and everything that you said.
Yeah,
we
sure.
really need to take it easy. Now that we are aware of the things that are bringing us stress, what can we do really? What can we do actually so that we can avoid this stress, anxiety and things like that? Because a young person can know that they are now experiencing anxiety and stress, but still they wouldn't know on how to go along with it on how to solve it, you see. What do you suggest, or what can we help this young person, this an adult person, what can we tell them so that they can...
If I narrow it down to sexual identity and orientation,
Yes.
there's not really much you can do to change that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's hard changing who you are. You are who you are, and other people are who they are. But then we come up with coping strategies, methodologies, ideas, and styles of doing things. So I think one of the issues we can do is seek counseling.
Yes.
You can seek counseling as a way of coping with stress, with anxiety, with depression. Some people resort to religion if it is your thing. Yeah. Some people to the supreme being if it is your thing, because I realize not everybody is religious.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do is talk to somebody. Talk to somebody who you feel will not judge you, somebody who will listen to you, somebody who will give you the support that you need.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody who will not blame you or re-victimize you. Okay. So I think another thing you can do is maybe as a community, we can give each other support. Yeah. Like if somebody comes to you because they have a stressing issue, they have a mental health issue, or you realize that this person has a mental issue, the best you can do is, the first thing I think you can do is to accept and acknowledge that they are going through something. I think the young people here have issues. Mwamba, you'll agree with me that when you tell somebody something, they start blaming you fast.
Yes.
Most people realize they blame you and make it look like it is your fault, like you did something and that's why. Let's talk, for instance, rape. It would be like, because you dressed in a certain way or you are walking in a certain street, then you advertise that, hey, come and rape me.
Yeah.
And that's why now you've been raped and you're having mental health issues, you get.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And let us keep in mind that rape is not the result of what you have been wearing or something like that. No, it's just a violent. Rape is rape, isn't it?
Yeah, so most people will apologize with the rapist, you get. When you have a mental health issue, they want to start judging you. I think the first point of dealing with somebody with mental issues is realize and recognize and agree with what they're telling you. They tell you they're going through that thing. Accept that they're going through it, Mwamba.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now there are few examples, okay? There are few examples whereby people seek religious support. And what they were saying is that, oh, you know, it's life. You should bear with it. You should believe in God. You should go back to that person, stay with that person. They will eventually change. But in the end, you can see that that person who is suffering from mental health, they end up in a very negative environment, either being beaten or something like that.
Yeah, so just like we said that environment fuels somebody's mental well-being, it determines how you behave, how you react. And so violence can be both way, with the person who is stressed or the other person who is not. So I think the first step also is, if somebody has a mental health issue, is remove them from the problem. And removing them from the problem is taking them to a safer environment, not where what is fueling their stress or what is enabling their stress. You don't leave them there. Or if you are the person, don't stay there. You need to move. If it's a person, if it's a parent, cut them off for a while. If it's a space, if it's your job, you get. If it's your pastor, you just cut them off for a while. Go to a healthy space or find somewhere or something else that makes you happy or improves your general well-being, and just do it. Yeah. So staying in an unsafe environment or an environment that is enabling you is one of the ways to just fuel your mental health issues.
I think also some of the things that we need in the community is we need a big number of people who can provide counseling, mental health counseling. Sometimes people do this for professional, but others do it because they deep down they have that character and the talent to just counsel people. I think it's best that we can play a very good part to our neighbors, friends, and family.
Sure.
Yes, because I think the situation in the community is worse. We have now seen femicide
Yes.
in our community. Most what women are suffering and how they react is that, example, the scene of whereby a woman who just burned the house while someone was inside. It was a result of bad mental health. She didn't have a place to say, and she just ended up burning the house. Another incident is another woman who has been just killed in
Shot
Mwanza.
7 times.
Shot 7 times. It's crazy. It's crazy how these matukio,
Yeah.
how these incidences happen in a very weird way. But again, it is because people are lacking support system, a way of how they can solve their issues.
Yeah.
So I think, we should be careful on how we treat our friends, our neighbors, and the people who are around us. What do you
Yes,
think?
Mwamba, they say be kind to people. You never know what they are going through. Their outside might not be
their inside.
Their inside. And I think people misconstrue mental health also. Like somebody has a mental health issue. We've seen it in our spaces, even within ourselves, even within our supporters, our support system and all that, even with peer counselors, you said, we counsel each other. We have peer counselors, you have friends who can counsel you, and then you can go for the professional counseling if need be. People have this issue that you look okay, so then you are not. So then you do not have any mental issue. So let's put it straight that mental illness sometimes does not show physically.
Yeah.
It could show in extreme cases. Okay, this is not a professional, but it's not a professional advice, but it's from experience and a bit of research that mental illness at extreme stages where you are suffering from what doctors call major depression is when you can suffer physical tiredness and sometimes you cannot function. You could end up not being able to do normal duties like eating, showering and all that, but mental illnesses, mental complications, mental conditions could be as simple as stress. So they don't show from the outside. And then researchers also say that the happier they look, the louder they are, the more damage they could be.
I think that is correct. The happier they look,
the louder they are, the more engaging they are. It could be a way of them coping. They just talk it out. We've seen statistics of people who commit suicide. They're always the happiest among the group. Happiest in quotes. They're not happy, but they look happy. So let's not judge anybody with the mental conditions from how they look.
That is, I mean, you have said something that really got into my head. I mean, I did not know this. But when I look at how I'm coping personally with the everyday issues, whether negative or something, is that I really want to be in a very good state of mind. So I need to find something to do that can bring happiness within me. You see, I'm trying to solve something. You see? So I intend to do something. I do music so that I can be happy.
We can listen to your music also.
Yes.
If it makes me happy.
You see?
It improves my mental health.
But
you
deep
can
down
draw,
inside,
you can paint. It's simple. You can do things. You can go for a walk, run, join a gym.
Yes. And in the end of the day, I feel great. At least I have solved something.
So those are them. I think like communities in Tanzania here, like we have already established that we do not have proper mental health systems. The government is doing what it can to sensitize even health workers and the community that mental health is a healthy issue. So some of the strategies we have is we can mobilize each other to avoid isolation. Yeah, like what other organizations are doing. People mobilize each other. You go to a social setting like a bar, you have a drink together, share, talk. Just avoid isolation, because we realize most people with mental illnesses, some people cope by isolating. They stay indoors and don't want to engage with anybody else. Yeah, another thing we could do is, we said we garner for support, right?
Yes.
We support each other when there's need. And garnering for support doesn't mean you physically help. You can refer them to someone else, especially if you're the victim. And then let's just create healthy spaces for each other, even in our partnerships, because we realize in our relationships we have intimate partner violence, which
definitely
I think is like to a bigger percentage it contributes to most LGBTI's mental issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it is crazy, you know, when I was growing up, when people are now starting looking for girlfriends and boyfriends, and people starting being themselves, there is a stage whereby now a man maybe gets angry of a woman, he beats her up, and the woman just think it's something normal, and then they grow up with that until it becomes like beating. People normalize.
Yes, we've normalized violence as a way of correction.
How can you normalize?
It is because, Mwamba, let's say, I would say typically African setting, is that if you do anything wrong, the only way to correct you is to beat you up, man.
What?
And sometimes you're battered, not even beaten.
Yes.
They're correcting the stick, not you. You get, eh? So it's a normal way of life. It's like part of our bringing. It has become inherent, you get. So as you grow up, you know that when somebody does anything wrong, then the only way to correct it or to show your anger or to show your displeasure is through violence. And that's why you see some of this. So and that's why there's need to just deconstruct some of these myths and promote good behavior and good practices to healthy relationships and
I think there is
within friendships.
Yes.
I think there's even need to, I think another strategy we can use is just to form support groups. Support groups of couples or singles or whoever we are, or teenagers or whatnot, so that we can discuss these issues amongst ourselves, and then from each other then we can pick good practices from people or maybe role models or something.
Yes, that is very good. One thing before I forget, sometimes in our community we can see something bad is happening to two people in a relationship, and we intend to leave it out because we think it is none of our business and we shouldn't interfere that, because in the next day these two people, they will be happy, and then they will start now talking about you, the one who came to solve. That is the mentality that is out there. But do you think it is okay that if we see something that is violent in our community, we shouldn't stand up and say something about it? What do you think?
Like we said, we have normalized violence.
Normalized.
And, yes, we have normalized violence, and it is something that has been pumped into us since childhood. I think in 90% of the families, sometimes you see it and you don't even realize that this is violent. And that's why people shy away and look at it. So what we are doing as a community is we are being violence apologists. Being a violence apologist here, I mean, like, you think it's not your business. It is the other person's business. They can deal with it however they feel. Yeah. So it's a wrong thing to do. Yeah, I think the healthiest thing to do is maybe you wait for an opportune time if those people are your friends, or you can talk to somebody who knows them, and then they can approach them in a healthy, nice way, and then they sort it. They can even go for group counseling and just end that kind of thing, because then we will be bringing mental health issues. It brings stresses and things like those.
Yes. Asante sana dada. I hope today people have picked up 2 or 3 things to work out for themselves and their mental health. So asante sana. Yani I know nitakukaribisha tena and we'll speak a lot about mental health and people will catch, you see? Yeah. So tutumie maoni yenu if you still need the such discussions. in our online space. Tell us what you think, then we can prepare for more, and give us some cool topics if you want us to discuss. Asante sana. Yes.
Asante for
So
having
guys,
me.
stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe
And
for
like
more. Asante sana.